Mojoholics. Welcome to Inside Watch Mojo episode 6. Well, we had another banner weekend last weekend, did we not?
Yes, it's been a crazy back-to-back weekends. We crossed, I think, 7 million views per day for the first time last weekend. And this weekend we smashed it, setting a new record, like 7.2 million on Saturday views, and then 7.5 or 7.6 million views on Sunday, which is insane. And we crossed 40 million, we surpassed 40 million minutes of watch time in a given day on Sunday, which was our best day ever. So you know what? February is telling us that there's only 28 days in the month, and the Mojoholics are saying, stuff it, we don't care. We may set a record in February despite the 3 or 2 days missing.
So there.
Good stuff.
So some of our viewers were asking about the new voice, apparently.
Yes, so we actually did. We took the time and care to introduce Matt. But basically, finally, he made his voiceover debut, because I think he had already done like a, you saw him in a video in one of the updated biographies, I forgot who. But basically, you heard him in a video in terms of doing the voiceover, and some people were like, who's this? And you know, I was gonna add a link back to that video, but I got verklempt. I actually saw a lot of our viewers explain to those asking the question that he was a new guy, and they're like, you know, give him a chance. You know, most people were like, oh, he's fine, but a couple were like, I don't like this guy's not doing it for me. But most of them said, well, you know, if Rebecca and Dan also were not as amazing as they are today when they started off. And I actually even did VO way back in the day when we all did a bit of everything. And it takes time to develop that confidence and swagger. But
That's
no, it's
not
good.
what I was getting at, but sure.
But the bottom line is, look, we did 5, speaking kind of segueing into the next point. We published 5 videos on Saturday and 5 videos again on Sunday. We've been at 4. We used to be at about maybe 1.52 a year ago. So if we're gonna do more and more videos because you guys want us to deliver the suggestions you create, we're gonna need more people doing voiceover. Otherwise, you and Dad are gonna pass out. So
yes,
that's that.
That's for sure. So last week we brought up the idea for the patriotic series. How did the Mojoholics?
It kind of flopped. You know, I won't lie. We do it in a tasteful and ethical way, but we definitely play the nostalgia factor. Like when we do 1980s sitcoms, those are sitcoms that some of you watch, so we know you're going to connect with that. And then we play the passion and interest card as well. Like if we do Game of Thrones characters, it's something you're really into, so you're going to watch into that. To me, it just seemed like something you guys would care about would be like top 10 Italians, top 10 iconic Frenchmen, top 10 Brits. Not so, apparently. It wasn't really, you know, it didn't crush it. So what we might do is, I have no idea when, but we may do like top 10 Canadians for July 1st, top 10 Americans for July 4th. We may do a few of those like iconic lists. And then depending on how it actually does, because sometimes there is a disconnect between how the hardcore Mojoholics vote on the suggestion pages and then how the views from the masses actually translate to. We may do more, but yeah, I mean, that's the whole reason why we have this show. We don't want to go down a path when you guys are like, thanks, but no thanks. We don't want you to do that.
Fair enough.
Like I said, I'm the minister of bad ideas. So for every one good idea I have popped 4 clunkers.
Speaking of bad ideas, no, I'm kidding. Last week we also talked about the conference, which I am calling MojoCon TM.
Although the Spanish viewers told us that MojoCon basically means big turd of poop, so yeah, so maybe we need to rethink that. And again, this is why we have this show. Imagine like we invest $1 million, we get like big sponsorship everywhere, Times Square, MojoCon, and it's like, oh my God, WatchMojo is laying a big dookie.
Super didn't know that.
Yeah, I didn't know that, and again, that's why. And I actually lived in Madrid when I was very young, and I speak a little bit of Spanish, but I guess I don't know poop slang. So poop slang, that's a big thing coming up. Okay,
anyway.
we will definitely do something, but it may not be a full-fledged conference right from the get-go. In fact, most of these shindig boondoggles start off small. Could be like a mixer, could be something to get people who are a bit closer. But I think there's something there, right? But it's definitely the devil's in the details. And again, very interesting feedbacks in the comments. A few people emailed with their own ideas. So this is why we do this show.
Cool. Now let's give ourselves a pat on the back a little bit with the Twitter mentions, the celebrity Twitter
This is
retweets.
us being vain a bit. Yeah, so we noticed that you had come up with an idea that some of the audience disapproved, which was the Jean-Claude Van Damme splits.
I don't even care.
You sent that idea out like one late evening. I was like, I don't want to know what Rebecca's doing right now. And then we ended up doing it. And while some people were like, oh my God, WatchMojo's running out of ideas, most of you loved it. You know who also loved it? Jean-Claude Van Damme. So he retweeted, not the YouTube link, he retweeted it on AOL, one of our other distribution partners. And I got retweeted, and I noticed it, and I sent it out. And it's true, we've had a few people. We've had Lita Ford. She was the #1 female guitarist. Who else have we had tweet or retweet us?
Dane Cook retweeted when we put him as an honorable mention, not even on the list, for celebrity douchebag.
Yeah, but he was a great sport, and he kind of had the last laugh because he handled it really well. And Dane Cook's the kind of guy that a lot of people criticize, but I mean, the way you handle this stuff is more important.
I'm impressed.
Yeah, I was impressed. Ricky Gervais, that was pretty cool.
That was awesome.
That was just what, his top 10 performances?
Yeah, I think it was performances.
Who else?
Roland
Emmerich.
Oh yeah, that one was cool because we
cool.
put like I think we put 2 of his movies on like action sequences.
6 or something.
Yeah.
Do you have any super duper famous important people who follow you personally?
I think Dana Carvey follows me.
Oh my God, I love Dana Carvey. So I watch. Anyway, we'll talk about this at the end. Third segment.
Somebody claiming to be Emilio Estevez, but I don't think it's actually Emilio Estevez.
Might be Charlie Sheen. It's a guy. So I have 2 people, at least. I mean, I have a lot of people who are famous in like the industry, to be fair, because but that's boring to you guys. But one of whom is the inventor of the browser, Mark Andreessen, who's a very popular venture capitalist. Now that's pretty cool. That's geek bona fides. And Taye Diggs, I noticed. Ooh. Yeah, I noticed he followed. And it's funny. He noticed me the morning. He followed me, I guess he's a Mojoholic. I don't really understand any other reason why. I mean, he's a viewer, maybe not a Mojo. I didn't really understand any other reason why Taye Diggs would follow me, but it was so weird because it was the morning that his ex-wife sang at the Super Bowl.
Adele Dazeem.
Let it go. All right.
Alrighty. Well, if you were in the camp of people who didn't think my JCVD idea was a good one, you should get over to the Suggest page and help us with some ideas like these. Top 10 funny funeral scenes in TV, top 10 Minecraft mods, and top 10 tower defense games. I think funny funeral scenes in TV was my idea because...
Can you think of one?
Yeah, the one, it's classic, Mary Tyler Moore. The Chuckles the Clown dies, I think, and they just they laugh at the funeral. Like, it's really funny.
Are you aware that the founder of Minecraft recently outbid Jay-Z and Beyonce for like a $70 million pad in LA?
No.
It's true. It's crazy. I saw it. It was like a dispenser of candy. And Kanye West showed up and crashed and said some stupidities. But no, it's insane. And it's the fact Jay-Z and Beyonce then were like, screw it, we're not buying a house. We're jaded by this whole experience because they got outbid.
Okay.
Fantastic people. Very happy to see other people succeed and do good things in life. All right. What are you working on specifically?
Okay, so back in my day, I used to watch soap operas. And so I'm doing top 10 soap opera storylines. I can't give you one because I watched a not very popular soap opera.
What did you watch?
As the World Turns.
All right, I don't know why I'm going to confess to this, but in the summer, when all my friends would travel a lot and I would just stay in Montreal and enjoy the summer. GH? No, I was never General Hospital.
Passions.
No, not Passions. I did watch a little bit when I was very young. I mean, it was on the background, Another World, and then I got out of that.
Because it was canceled.
Because it was canceled. No, but before, it was, and then also, again, not proud of this, Days of Our Lives. I wasn't really watching it, but then they started running these promos where Marlena was like this big thing. She was possessed. And you know when I stopped watching? When like Marlena or one of the characters turned into like some devil creature, and I was like, okay, this is way past jumping the shark, so stop watching that. Yeah.
Well,
I don't know. Could we cut that? Why did I confess?
No, we're keeping that.
We're keeping that.
And what are you working on?
So, I mean, I was thinking of doing something along the lines of, we just watched the SNL 40th 3.5 hours, but it was actually really, really good. And I kind of noticed how old I was, considering that I started watching it in like 88-ish, or 89, 90. But the point is, I was like, that's such a American culture, North American culture defining show. And I was like, I'm sure there's other shows like that, maybe Monty Python for British viewers.
Red Green for Canadians?
Yeah, no, well, would that be the one for Canadians?
I don't know.
But that's it. So I was first thinking of like a culture-defining show. Maybe MASH is on that, Seinfeld maybe, whatever. But then we were discussing this and you were kind of rolling your eyes going, that's on the scale of bad ideas, it's really up there. But then you came up with
Yeah, because we're working on milestone movies, movie milestones. So I thought TV milestones.
Which makes a lot of sense. Like first presidential televised debate between. Do you know the answer?
Yeah, Kennedy and Nixon.
Yeah, you should, since you did a video probably covering that. Also, like, I don't know, like first time that like there were more than 100 million viewers tuning in. O.J. Simpson, The Chase. I don't know, I'm kidding.
But no, that would
really?
for sure be
Okay,
on it.
Fine. The landing, I was going to say on Mars. No, that's top secret. On Moon, bless you, and lots of different places. And by the way, could we segue to just a little something? Some of you were asking about like, is What's Your Mojo gonna come back? This is totally off script. So if you haven't noticed, and some of others last week were like, who are these people in the background? These people are not actors, and maybe some of them are. And they're also not homeless people that we just bring in for the cult. They're actually employees working. And as we are expanding, when we started doing these shows, there were like 2-3 people. Now we're like 20 people inside. So we are gonna be moving in the next few months into bigger digs. So when we get more office space, more studio space, we will be doing a lot of more shows and possibly bringing back variations of whatever of shows that we've done. But just in the meantime, because setting this up is one thing, but setting up the set for What's Your Mojo and other such shows is a bit more of a challenge. We don't want to disrupt people who are working and giving you guys the videos that we're focused on delivering. So long story short, sneeze, bless you, to get back on track. What were we talking about?
I don't know.
What were we talking about?
I really don't know. Milestones?
Yeah, so milestones, sorry. So the point is, we'll be doing a milestones video, which I think is probably more realistic than the culture-defining one, which is a bit all over the place.
I do think that's a good idea.
But it would be all over the place.
Yeah, but I think those are some of the better clips.
We're going to probably add the links to both suggestions, and if you guys want us, we'll do both. But we'll definitely do the TV milestone one, because it's
it makes sense.
in line with the movie one.
Yeah. So last week we had a contest, as we are wont to do, and the contest was we asked you guys to tweet or Instagram us a picture that represents how cold it is where you are. So we had the obligatory, here's a picture of desert, and here's a picture of the weather forecast that is literally 40 degrees hotter than it is where we are. So thank you for that one. But
do you have any sympathy for Boston residents who've had 4 snowstorms in 4 weeks?
Yeah, but how much total snow do they have?
It looks pretty darn snowy there.
Is it more than we usually get? Because I was told it wasn't.
Well, it's a lot more,
yes,
I think, in a given month. I just think, I mean, I'm not religious, I don't believe in God. Maybe God exists, maybe he doesn't. But I think if God exists, he has a sense of humor, because he's like, I'm going to give you another Super Bowl, and I'm going to give it to you on the last play after almost making you think that Seattle's going to win. Oh, but by the way, I'm going to blitz you with a lot of snow for 4 weeks, and just tell me if that's okay.
Fair enough. But anyway, the actual winner of the contest was Naveed Sharifi, who sent us a beautiful picture of an icy tree, which we in Montreal can relate to. So please be sure to email us at contest@WatchMojo.com to claim your prize and send us your shipping info. And what is the prize? A MojoBox. Good old MojoBox. So this week, for our Canadian fans, it's very important that only Canadians enter this or can win the contest. We have 10 Blu-ray Combo Packs of Big Hero 6 to give away, which looks like a really cute but very sad movie. Anyway, so to win one of those, send us a tweet telling us what your robot would do if you invented a robot. So don't forget to add the hashtag WMCanada, which is different than what we normally do, but this is for a different contest, so there you go.
Okay, but that's cool, but that's kind of lame, so we have nothing for Americans and... okay.
But wait, there's more. It actually says that. We aren't going to forget about our international fans.
You're so kind.
I know. So
we're such good people. I'm joking.
Selfless. So let's talk a bit more about the SNL special.
Yes.
Did you have a favorite part?
I love Chris Rock. I absolutely love Chris Rock. Chris Rock was probably, I would say, the highlight for me. It was a bit weird then seeing Eddie Murphy like come back after all those years and not just seem a bit out of it, but that's fine. I thought the chick impersonating Jennifer McCarthy, impersonating Chris Farley, Melissa McCarthy. Sorry about that. I thought that was pretty good.
She was good.
No, it was also nice to see like the ladies doing Weekend Update. No, it was pretty good. I thought the worst part was the Californians. I've never liked that sketch. It sucks. It's not interesting. It's not original. Maybe it's just me. But again, it's also, I think when you saw, I don't think a lot of like teenagers probably tuned in to watch it and probably didn't grow up watching SNL.
It's past their bedtime.
Yeah, no, but I mean, it's also, I don't think it had the same impact, but it's nice to see the impact that shows had because so many people on Twitter and Facebook were kind of talking about it.
And we, of course, have many videos that
Oh God,
about
did I ever
that.
tell you that story when I met an executive from Broadway Video, which is Lorne Michaels?
I don't know.
Yeah, I got punked basically, but that's for another day.
Oh yeah, I do know this
Yeah,
story.
another day I'll tell you guys the story.
So anyway, where am I going with this? Why don't you tweet us your favorite SNL quote with the hashtag WM question for this one. And that will be this week's international contest. Sound good? We'll pick a winner next week. Thanks for watching.